Hey everyone, it's Erica with Superior Budgets. Welcome back or welcome to my channel if you are new. On my channel, I show you guys how I use the cash budgeting method to help me save for my goals and to pay off debt. I'm so glad that you guys are here hanging out with me today, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. In today's video, I'm going to be budgeting my second paycheck of November with you and going over how I did on my first paycheck of November budget. And being honest, I did not do so well. I went over so many categories. It'll give you guys a good insight into my spending habits, which aren't great, which is part of the reason why I got back into cash budgeting, and as well as why it's so important to save for big expenses such as Christmas all throughout the year, so it's not one big hit at the end of the year. So if you guys are interested in watching, please stay tuned and I will be right back to set up my screen recording. Okay, so here's the budget template that I use. I got this off of Etsy from Hayes Creative. I'll have the link to purchase this in the description below if you would also like to buy it, if you like the looks of it. On this tab, it's the calendar tab, it shows me what bill, like where my paydays fall and what bills I have in that pay period. So I know what I need to pay and what I don't. So I actually noticed that I did not check off my RBC line of credit, and I technically did not pay my RBC credit card. Or no, I did pay my RBC credit card. It was my CIBC credit card that I did not pay. Usually I pay them all in the same pay period, so it messed me up a little bit. Anyways, regardless, I did pay my RBC line of credit, so I will check that off, and I will uncheck water because I have not paid that yet. Okay, so here is I paid all my bills, so that is great. So let's get right into pay 23 of the year from November 7th to November 20th. And like I said earlier, it's not going to be pretty. I went over budget in so many different areas, and don't judge, just be nice. I am aware of my spending habits. I know how terrible they are. That is why I'm getting back into the cash budgeting method, because it did really help me before. And this is also why it's so important to track your finances, so you can kind of, tweak your budget based on what you have going on and what your normal patterns are. So you will see that for pay 24, I'm a lot smarter about how I budget my money. So here is pay 23. So don't pay attention to this. And also keep in mind, at the beginning of this pay, I had over $300 left in my checking account from the pay prior. So I brought home $4,196.94. I did get a little tiny cutesy little Etsy check for $1.42, which I just put directly into my Etsy bank account. And I put all of the money that I required to put into savings, so that is great. I paid all of my bills that I was required to pay. I did budget $100 for CIBC credit card, but I did not need to pay that, so I'll just actually remove that because it wasn't even supposed to be on this pay period. And I paid all of my debt associated bills. So all the purple you can see is where I went over budget. So there's a lot of different areas where I went over budget. So let's talk about it. So groceries, it says here I spent $175.65. That's not the most accurate. I did buy some dog food and stuff like that on that grocery shop. But I didn't keep the receipt in order to separate it out because I would have put it under the pets tab. So I kind of gave a little guesstimate of $36.52. Where did I even get that number from? I think I had to buy something else for my dog or my cat, and that's where the $36.52 came from. But some of this grocery budget does have some of my pet budget in there, but I did still go under on both. My gas budget, I did go over by $2.62. To be fair, some of those purchases I also bought a drink at the gas station while I was traveling to my partner's house and stuff like that. So gas wise, I was within budget for going to my partner's house and back for the 2-week period, so that's pretty good. Eating out blew that guy out of the water. I never budget enough for this category, ever, ever, ever. I always go over, and I think what it is like I budget so low, being like, oh, I'm not going to eat out at all. Like, I'm going to be good and I'm going to cook meals at home and I'm not going to eat out. Thinking that me budgeting $50 is going to prevent me from spending that money and spending more money on that. Part of this, so one of the big things is me and my partner went out for dinner when I was at his place, and we usually take turns who pays for dinner, and it was my turn this time, so that was like over $100 for our dinner. And then a couple times, like, I was lazy and I went to Subway, or I was lazy and I went to Pizza Hut because I have ADHD and I haven't been taking my medication, so I get home and I don't want to do nothing, which is not good. So I went over budget on my eating out. Like I said, I typically always do. Miscellaneous, I also went way over budget there. Some of the things in my miscellaneous category are, I think, Christmas presents, other like little gas station purchases. I donated $5 to somebody on Ko-fi, and yeah, there's a couple other things in there. Not entirely sure of all of them, but regardless, I went over budget. So here we are. Prescriptions for my dog, budgeted that appropriately. I went and picked up my Vyvanse, which I did not budget for, so I can start taking it regularly again. And that was $3.15, and I talked to them, and it's always going to be like $3 a month, so I need to start consistently budgeting $3 a month and consistently taking my medication. So, that is that. Jeep maintenance, I needed to get some windshield washer fluid. I did not budget for that, and I don't know why I didn't, because I knew I had to get some, because I still had summer fluid in my Jeep, and it's been cold here and snowing, so it froze. And one day it was really, really warm, and my windshield washer fluid thawed out, so I went and immediately purchased the -40 windshield washer fluid to put into my vehicle so it does not keep freezing. So that's what that expense was for. And this is where it gets real bad. Okay, gifts. I did not budget anything for Christmas shopping. I don't know why I did not. But I spent $547.39 so far. And I've purchased for my mom and my partner. I usually don't really buy for anybody else. Like, me and my cousins don't buy gifts for each other. My brother, I'll probably just send him $100 for Christmas, so I'll budget that somewhere later down the line. My stepdad, that man, he doesn't need anything. I'll probably just budget like $100 for like a Canadian Tire gift card or something like that. But yeah, so this is the big reason. So like all of this went onto my credit card. That $547.39 is all consumer debt now. Why is that? Is because I didn't save all year for Christmas. I had no savings. Mostly due to the fact that my dog, anytime I got ahead in savings, something would happen with my dog and then it would all disappear. So yeah, that's another big reason why I'm getting back into budgeting, is because like I need to kind of save an emergency fund for my dog for these circumstances, so I have the money when I need it, and save for my licenses for work, and save for Christmas, so that way at the end of the year I have that money and it's not going to be consumer debt. So that's what happened there. I do have some finished savings challenges that are for Christmas right now, and all of that will be going on to my credit card at the end of the month when I do my reallocation. I'm not going to be stuffing it into my holiday envelope. It's just going to go right onto debt. And business expenses, like, I don't know, ADHD, instant gratification, those digital download clip art bundles to make savings challenges. I just love them. So that's what that's from. And yeah, so that is it for my expenses. I went way over budget, obviously. Like, I was only supposed to spend $840 and I spent $1,589.16. So I did have at the end of this pay, like, all of this stuff, like my left to budget is like a mess. My left to spend is also a mess. Like, all of that, none of that lines up ever. I'm hoping it will with my new 2026 spreadsheet. Still going to be this spreadsheet, but just everything's going to be like back to baseline and not all messed up how it is right now. So don't pay attention to that. But at the end of like today, just before I filmed this video, I had over $370 in my checking account. So I just transferred $350 onto my RBC credit card, which helps pay for some of this overspending that I did. Not all of it, for sure. But yeah. So that's that. Not great. We will slowly improve on this. I promise. We will start to see my budget kind of even out and be a lot better. This here, though, should be my last purchase of medication for my dog. So that is $297.73 a month that I am saving, which is going to go towards debt. Also, before this video, I had a phone appointment with a financial advisor, and we were just kind of talking about debt payoff plans and stuff like that. So, yeah, this money will really help go towards that also. So let's get into pay 24 from November 21st to December 4th. So, I didn't take this out. This is what my paycheck is going to be tomorrow, $4,368.65. It's pretty good pay. My paychecks are probably going to get a little smaller because we do have a third person working in the lab now who is going to be taking on some of that call that we've been splitting 50-50. So when we're on call from, during the week, we're on call from 5 p.m. until 7 a.m. And then you work your shift from 9 to 5. And then when you're on call for the weekend, you're on call Friday starting at 5 p.m. until Monday morning at 7 a.m. And me and my coworker have been splitting this 50-50 as of like late, for about eight months, since my coworker's been off on mat leave. So we've been working every other weekend. We've been on call a lot. So that is what increases my paycheck drastically. So I will start to see a bit of a decrease in that. So when it comes to savings, all of my automatic withdrawals are in here already. So that's my $50 to my RRSP, which is a retirement savings plan in Canada. A TFSA, which is a tax-free savings account in Canada. I have $100 that automatically goes to my emergency fund. And I have $20 that goes into a vacation savings. We also put $200 a week into my month ahead, which is, which equals $200 because this is a 2-week period. I don't know why that was so hard for me to explain. And then, sorry, I had all of this entered originally and then I took it all out so I could take a screenshot of it. So I could reference it. So Monday Minis is $40 a week, so that is $80. And Savings Challenges, I think it's $520 bi-weekly. Yeah, $520. So that is all of my savings. So after savings, we have $1,833.43 left over. We will be paying $150 onto my RBC credit card. And this CIBC credit card is now my CIBC loan. It is no longer on my credit card, just so I was able to get a lower interest rate to help pay it off. Come 2026, I will update this spreadsheet, but if I update it now to change the name of this, it's going to be a huge mess. So I'll update that in 2026. So my payments are starting for that soon. They will occur on the 22nd of every single month, and they are $180 and like 20 cents or something like that. So I'm gonna put $200 on there. Oh, I forgot. I would have forgot. December. When does my Affirm come out? I also have my Affirm loan, which I think is on the 3rd of every month. So that's 122.03, I believe. So that is everything for my debt payments. So we will go into budgeting my expenses now. We have $1,361.40 left to budget. So groceries, I'm going to budget my usual $200. I don't usually seem to go over that. Gas, I'm going to budget $200 this pay because we are supposed to be going to Thunder Bay to do some more Christmas shopping. I need to give another one of my dog. I need to give my dog another urine sample. That way she can get her second negative blasto test and I can stop paying for her medication. So we will be going to Thunder Bay. And because we are going to Thunder Bay, I know for sure we will be going to get sushi. I don't know who's going to be paying for sushi, but I am budgeting $250 for eating out just because I know we are going out of town. Miscellaneous will get its usual $40. Alcohol, I usually always budget $50. I have like an after work ritual where I come home and I have a beer. It's right here. It's not a good ritual to have, but it's what I do. Don't judge. Okay. Then technically on this pay, this will have an expense in here. It's going to be like $470 or something like that, but I have this saved already. So it's not coming out of this $4,368. It's going to be coming out of my savings account and then paying for it. So I will not put it in here for now because it's going to kind of confuse with how much money we have left over. So then I budgeted, because I know we're going to Thunder Bay and we're going to be buying more gifts. I know I still need to get my partner stocking stuffers. I need to get my mom a couple more things. And I'll probably get my stepdad his gift card. So $621.40. I feel like I'm missing something. Definitely missing bills over here. I need to sort this out first. Yes, I am missing bills. So my Reliance bill is coming out, and that is $20.80. So we will do this before we go any further. My cell phone bill is $84.75. And my internet, I just discovered while doing this, I was getting a discount for the first little while on my internet, and I did not realize that. And now my internet bill has increased from like $94 to $130 something. I didn't realize that last time, so I had a little bit of a leftover balance. Because usually if I see it like this high, I'm like, oh, missed a payment, my bad. But no, it was actually just high last time. So I owe $146.84 on that. Okay, so where are we at now? $369.01. So I'm going to budget. This kind of changes like what I have on my spreadsheet over here. So I'll budget $300 for gifts. And I don't foresee myself buying anything business expenses. I also lump like if I buy savings challenges and stuff like that into business expenses just because I don't have a place for it right now. I will separate it out in 2026 for like anything budgeting related. But I know I want to get like I'm trying to work out my binders and everything like that for 2026 and my goals and break it all down into different binders and whatnot. And there's a few savings challenges that I do want to purchase for those. So I'll budget $40 for that. and we're left with 29, and that is fine. I'm going to leave that there. It doesn't hurt to have some leftover money. I'll have all of my Spotify, Kindle, and Sirius coming out. Oh, water. Okay, take that out. So I got my water bill and I got my tax bill. I got my tax bill last week or a couple weeks ago, but I just got my water bill in the mail, and I am ahead on my payments by like 50 something dollars. So just because of the time of year it is, and I am spending money on Christmas and stuff, I'm going to keep that 35 because I'm already ahead 50 something dollars, so it's not going to make a big difference. And come the new year, probably January, I'll start paying the $35 a pay again. So I'm just going to leave this off for now. And I stopped my automatic payment the other day for that. So that is everything. So now I'm left with 64. Oh, excuse me. I'm left with 6401. I will just budget. Every time I go to Thunder Bay, I always buy something for my house. I don't know what it is. It's just a thing that happens. So I will budget $50 for that just in case. That way I have something in there, so if I do spend money on that, then it's there. All right. So that is my budget. And that is a breakdown of my spending. I know it's bad. We will work on it and we will fix it. And we will continue to start saving for 2026 so that these expenses don't affect us like this next year. So that is all for me. I will see you guys on Saturday for my Saturday savings video. I apologize for this video being so late. Usually I film these videos in the morning before I go to work. The last couple times I've worked the 9 to 5 shift. So waking up early and filming these videos, editing it, and posting it was easy. But this morning I worked at 7 a.m. And because I started taking my Vyvanse again, I was up until about 1:30 a.m. So there was no way I was waking up at 5 before my shift to record this video, to edit it, to post it. So it's up a little bit late, but it is what it is. It still got posted. So that's all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel, and I love chatting with you guys down in the comments. Any feedback would be great, as long as it's nice. Nice feedback only. You don't get anywhere being mean. Okay, anyways, have a beautiful day, guys. Have a beautiful rest of your week, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye!